ASL Season 2. Premier League Group Stage Round of 32.
All right, it is time for set number 1. I believe that was at least 10 seconds.
I'll do.
All right. So we're going to have a PVT here to start it off in our first set. And in the upper right-hand corner, we are going to have the Blue Protoss from Clan TL Hero. It is
DarkLordOlli.
And his opponent, spawning in the southernmost spawn of Merry-Go-Round in purple, looking teamless. It's our Terran player,
Clare.
Well, I wish I knew more about Clare, so I would have an idea of what her build's going to be like here.
The only thing I know about Clare is that Clare has been in Masters a while ago, but has been in Masters 5 times in the past. So this could be a particularly strong showing.
Okay. All right.
Long time
well,
ago.
that's good to know.
Long time ago, but has been there and has been there 5 times.
All right. Well,
I
that works.
had a little look about.
Peek.
But yeah, hasn't been in Masters for a few seasons now. I think not since 2013. So that's at least kind of 7 months since Claire was last in Masters, and we'll have to see whether the mechanics are still all there or whether we're seeing a bit of rust forming on those Terran skills.
I like that we're seeing both players at this moment hovering over 200 APM.
Really?
I know that early game is a little more spammage, so we'll see here maybe about the 7-minute mark, but
Personally, my APM is up by about probably about 80 in the early game.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about where I
So-
finish off. That's about
Oh no, up to 8, not up by 80, not up to 80.
up to 80.
No, up by 80.
Oh well, geez, the best I do is 80.
Okay. No, Protoss. I know you all want to think that Protoss only needs 80 EPM, and we like to keep pretending that that isn't the case, but actually we need it slightly more than that if we want to actually move units around. And on the note of moving units around, that Reaper getting a little bit distracted there out of Claire, just going to hunt down that probe, make sure that it isn't putting down any proxy pylons. Claire has gone for a Reaper opening, and Ollie has gone for the most standard of standard greedy Protoss openings. No units, Mothership Core after Nexus.
He did get a zealot.
Wait, you did? Where?
I saw it in production. Maybe he canceled.
No, you can't. Yeah, you cancel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now
Maybe
you're going to
that.
get to have some good insight today as a Protoss player. And we got Dark Lord.
I'm already enjoying this very much. Nice, fast expand builds. This is the build that I go to. Because it's just very safe most of the time. That Reaper going to get in and have a little look around and see exactly what is going on. It's all,
He's going to
it's all
see
very
no surprises.
standard.
Yeah.
No cheese be happening. No proxy oracles.
CC on the low ground for Claire. Going raid for that. And 3 racks. Okay.
This is really standard, and it carries with it a lot of options actually as a Terran player. Because when you put down these extra barracks, you have a great option to go for nice quick stim out of that tech lab that we just see coming down on one of the barracks. You can get a certain amount of units out nice and quickly as well, and you can try and hit a slightly earlier timing than your Protoss opponent might expect. Try and force out an overcharge. It's very useful for denying the Protoss' mid-game mobility and utility of the Mothership Core.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
it's very,
like
very
I said,
smart.
as the day goes on, we'll get to know Claire a little bit better, so we'll know what, if she's really consistent and like a pure bio
Concussive.
player. Oh, well, against Protoss, I always find that to be a good idea because you usually see like auto stalkers as a base unit, and Marauders just desolate that. So slow them down.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I actually kind of like the decision to go for concussive because it researches so quickly, and you can't really use stim that much until the point where you have medevacs. Yeah. So
Yeah.
squeezing out concussive, nothing wrong with that. I like that. It's a nice decision and increases the utility of this force that is now moving out from Claire. Gonna allow those
'cause
Marauders to attack a bit
without
better.
that stim, but the Marauder slow basically just eliminates that issue, and you don't have to stim forward. You can catch everything. So, Yeah, I think this is a good little early push. What are we looking at in army supply? 22 to 10?
Yeah, that's not so much the issue as those stalkers shouldn't be going down that ramp. No, you don't want to see that. So this is an incredibly standard opening out of DarkLordOlli, but if those Marauders get those concussives off, they might be able to trap and catch the sentry. Maybe the bit of a risk. Yeah,
Nice.
not too bad. Not too bad. So yeah, there's the overcharge, and we'll probably see... Oh, Claire's actually not going home. That's quite interesting. A lot of Terrans just walk off and go home at this point. Ah, there we go. So there's the walk, but because they know they can't really push into a photon overcharge. But the response to this has actually been for Olli to start producing and chronoing out an immortal, and that's money he could be spending perhaps in a slightly better location. It's all good. Claire's looking really strong. Third command center going down too.
Yeah, third CC going down is going to be, and you see the observers. So Dark Lord does know what's going on here. And if this observer, I don't think this is the first time around the base. No, it's not. So he already knew the 3 racks. He's seen the first factory going down. Does he see that? Yeah, he does see it. Good early game saturation here from both players. I like that.
It's not bad. Certainly, looking pretty good. Good, nice even count as well. And Colossus Tech is going to follow this up for Olli to help him hold against this Terran force that's sat outside. Might be a little bit late.
Yeah,
and
I was going to say
count against him. Yeah, you kind of want something to deal with that. Ooh, not quite.
Ooh, barely escapes. Good information. Good information. I would not retreat at this point. I kind of feel like that was actually pretty good.
There are a few good force fields here in this army and a photon overcharge. So with good control, Olli could have cut the army and done a really nice job of fighting against it. And Claire's not taking any chances, which is nice. You often see people take big risks in an attempt to win in tournament play, and Claire just seems to be playing it very cool and calm and relaxed. Probably also doesn't help that the medevacs are incredibly late out of Claire. Very late. Not even finished at 10 minutes because of that fast third command center. And
yeah, it could pay off later, though. I don't have a huge objection to anybody that macros.
No, I don't either. It's just slightly delaying the pressure and actually allowing this more unusual style out of Olli to get away unpunished, because this is a later Colossus than people might expect.
Well, I like that Dark Lord went with that +1 armor. That's really good against Marines early on in the game. So that gives you what, +2 automatically? Let me go check here.
They spawn with 1 armor anyway. So they go from 1 existing to 2, and that does help. Although Claire's weapons attack upgrades aren't too far behind themselves, so it's not too bad. I've noticed something in the main base, and that is that Olli is building these extra gateways and getting blink. Getting blink and these 2 extra gateways to me says that Olli is not planning on expanding. DarkLordOlli is going to bet 3 Colossi, maybe 4, and go for a big timing attack with blink. Really should be with +1 attack rather than defense. And the reason for that is because Colossi benefit from it so much. But defense is still okay. It's just not perhaps the most optimal choice. I'm not too concerned about this. What I'm more concerned about is this big force pushing out from Clare, but that has been seen, so we'll have to see whether Olli reacts appropriately to the pressure that's on route to his base.
I'm concerned about it too, because there's no Vikings in this army, and he knows, or she knows. There's 2 Colossus there. That's going to just melt your army all by itself, unless you want to go do a drop.
There is a second starport on its way, actually, which is going to allow for Viking and medevac production. What are we seeing out of this starport now? There we go. Vikings now in production, but it could be too little too late, as this force from Olli is now moving out across the map. Prism is following it up out of the Robo for warpins. I like that. Nice decision, really, to attack. Will be better with a pylon, of course, because then you can have a 4th Colossus, and MC swears by the 4th Colossus.
Yeah, well, look at the units tab, though. We got 20 Marauders on the field with +1, and that'll help tank some of that Colossus damage, even if she's short on Vikings. At least enough of, and there's a lot of stalkers in this army too. I mean,
they do have blink though. They are going to be blinking back, which should be nice. But if we see an attack, oh, here it comes. This could be it. If Claire now realizes that the army is out of position but isn't attacking, it's not yet established. If the attack is, no, I don't like this. Splitting the forces. They're so out of position at this point. Nearly getting a really nice flank off. The time warp's going to come in. This is the engagement. This could go very, very well. Either way, no, don't move forward to the Colossus. Ooh, big.
This could go either way. Excellent force fields, guardian shields, time warps, all going down. many
the Blink Micro has not been good enough. I do not know. But the push forward with the Marauders could be enough to hold it. All the Stalkers have melted away. They haven't targeted down the Vikings, and this is it.
Wow.
So many Marauders. You were absolutely right.
The Marauder count was so high, and just so many Stalkers. It can tank that so well. And there you go. First game goes to Clare.
Oh.
That was so rude.
No, I was waiting for it, to be honest. But either way, regardless of whether we were harshly and brutally cut off, our players are on the map now, and we'll have to see whether Olli's road through the winners bracket is cut off, or whether he's able to take back a game and proceed. Our Protoss player, as he spawns in the top right, I give to you. Top left.
Claire.
I'm going to assume that was your introduction for Blue, right?
Yeah. That.
Okay.
I was just trying to pull it back, and then I got the directions wrong. But never mind.
It's spawning in the upper right-hand corner here on Ultra Team Stronghold, up 1-0. It is our purple Terran player.
DarkLordOlli.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I could see your face. You're just like.
I just felt myself falling deeper into this hole of my own creation. I was just thinking, oh, for God's sake, just stop, just let it end.
Let it end. Now, why do you think Dark Lord picked this map? Now that we can talk about this map.
Well, honestly,
Protoss picked a huge map.
Yeah, it's because Warp Gate allows you to transcend all of that. You just go boom and make your base. But there aren't that many good Warp Gate timing attacks you can really do on this map, so I was expecting a slightly greedier play. And what we're actually seeing is a second gas, so...
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
It's not... I mean, a proxy on this map would be illogical. So... And also the fact that there's only 2 in each means it's unlikely to be that. But what we could see is a transition towards Blink Stalker pressure in the mid-game.
Okay.
It's still not a great map for that, but it's better.
Yep, we got the Reaper coming out for Clare, so she's going to go ahead and use that for scouting purposes primarily. And yeah, I mean, you're right about this is a terrible map to proxy on because it's going to take you at least, 4 or 5 minutes if you start scouting immediately to find your opponent. And Dark Lord hasn't left his base. So, and there he goes, sending that probe down to the easy to take natural. I would expect that to be coming next year. And indeed it does.
Just look at the timing on that natural, though. If you look at the difference between the 2 games, and you may not remember the exact time. Basically, the delay, if you take 2 gases compared to 1 gas, the delay on the Nexus going down is about 15 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but that is 15 seconds of not generating chrono boost. That is 15 seconds of not having double probe production just off the bat. So this gas opening, while still fairly economic for 4 workers in gas, it does delay the econ a bit and does hint towards a slightly more gas-heavy tech style, because you've got to have a reason to cut off your income before it even really begins like that.
Yeah. I agree. It's going to be a Stargate. Okay. So already changing it up from last game. Now, let's see. Now, if you notice, Clare is going the same exact route as last game. First one was a reactor, 2 more racks coming down, and the CC on the low ground, or the easy to take base in this case.
Yeah.
So very consistent here from her.
I actually think that's a very safe opening in general. She's got quite a lot of Marines now, up to 4, and if this was a proxy Oracle timing, then it would work. It would actually be very effective. But she'd have scouted that with the Reaper by now, most likely. And would be able to kind of chasing that Reaper away, not getting in here to see what's going on.
He does not want her coming in. He does not.
No. And it should be an Oracle out of this first. Yeah, Oracle first. We could see as many as 3 or 4 Oracles out of this Stargate, realistically. But I kind of want to see Phoenix Colossus, and that's because that's really cool.
It's really cool.
It's really cool.
Oh, this is going to get spotted. Oh, there it is.
There we go. The Scout has gone down. The Reaper not even paying for it with his life.
No. He's like, I got what I needed. I know there's an Oracle. Engineering Bay was immediately dropped. But otherwise,
it's too little too late.
Concussor shells again. Exact same build here. And you see these Marines splitting all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Getting those in the mineral lines, I was actually waiting for that. I was thinking, Clare hasn't put the Marines in the mineral line. That's quite important. But just getting there in time to greet the Oracle, and yeah, not going to do very much. Gets out.
God, that was so good by Clare. So good. And yeah, this is just absolutely going to be shut down immediately.
Such a tight defense.
At least the Oracle can get some scouting intel here.
Yeah, full scout off, which is, that's good, but for a 150 gas unit, you kind of expect a little bit more.
Well, hopefully you can use it later for things like Revelation and Vision.
Yeah, fantastic power.
I love Revelation. I absolutely love that ability.
So strong. Just for drop denial. Sorry?
I was just looking to see how we're doing on Econ. And Dark Lord is definitely putting more into his units. Well, you know what? Claire had to stop when she was like, oh, I need an NG Bay and some turrets.
Yeah. It's not looking too bad for either player, to be honest. This slightly faster Colossus Bay out of Olli says to me that, having seen what happened last game, he kind of adapted a little bit and has gone, okay, so my Colossus Bay wasn't even done by this point in the previous game, and it's getting towards finish. It's a little bit sooner in this one. And if we see another attack like that, that Oracle picking up a kill actually in the main. I don't know what it got. Probably a Marine. Man,
yeah, trying to be a nuisance.
That's good. That's good control. That's making the most of it. But yeah, getting that faster Colossus Bay is going to mean that if the same timing is gone for, Olli's going to be more able to do it. If a different timing or a third or whatever is what is chosen, Olli's making Phoenix. Olli's doing the thing.
No, supply block. Don't you hate it when you chrono boost something and you're supply blocked?
I do. It hurts me in all of my soul places. And in this game, actually, it's a slightly faster. Wait, is it fast? No, it's not. So where's that third? Claire seems a little bit behind, but I guess that's where she was last game, I should say, not in general. But that's because of the addition of the faster eBay and the turrets, so that's what's making that difference.
Yeah, exactly.
And has still got a very scary army ready to push out on the map. Very, very scary.
Now, the difference I want to point out at this point is, remember last game I was like, oh, let's look at the army supply. It's like 24 to 12 in favor of Claire. It's 38 to 42. So we're talking about a much closer, I don't know, you want to call it a build or just quantity?
A smaller disparity. Let's go for that.
There you go. I like that. You know what I'd like to see right now is charge lots.
That's true. There's kind of a bit of a mixed bag on this map, just because if you see that ramp at the natural, it's really hard to push up that or down that. So if he goes charge, then the Terran forces can just sit in that gap and do whatever they want. But on the other hand, you can force field behind them and then just kill them all with the Colossi and the charge lots. So, it kind of works both ways depending on how the micro goes.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's all looking really good over in the base of Claire. Finally getting to that point where the macro is really kicking in. Got lots of good saturation and the third base completed. So overall, this feels like a very strong setup. And oh no, we haven't missed something. It's literally only just gone down. Bottom left-hand corner. Nearly said right.
Ninja base.
Oh yeah.
I
like that. I wish it had gone down a bit sooner, is the only thing. I wish that had gone down a bit sooner. Because then it would be providing something already, rather than what we see at the moment, which is Claire is going to move out and is going to see that kind of low, what looks like low econ toss, and those that can't push directly into that, but that's the Terran skew to start dropping, and that's where it's going to get scary. Have the Phoenix has been seen? No, they're all at the back.
Hiding. And you know what's interesting here is Claire's probably not going to think anything of that third base not being there, because he went for a two-base play last time.
Yeah. Just think it's another two-base timing, and we could see reduced.
Ooh, I was just waiting. I was like, half the units are down the ramp.
I guess the problem with oh no, see, this is what I was going to say Olli should do. Taking this third now looks like a late third, so Claire is going to get complacent. Claire is going to think that she is ahead in this game, whereas actually, in theory, this Nexus it's definitely providing chrono boost just from the off, and it could also be giving up gas to Olli, allowing him to transition into the mid game, into Templar, into more Colossi, into whatever he really fancies doing. Twilight Council going down does indicate it could be any of those things. I think it's a bit late for the upgrades. But yeah, this actually looks pretty good for Olli in a strange way, as long as Olli does not make any micro mistakes. If he throws away a Colossus, it could be GG right there.
Yep. I like the Phoenix. I like the little Phoenix hit squad.
I really, really like the Phoenix hit.
Oh, they got spotted.
Yeah. And the reaction from Clare is to immediately go, oh, hold on a minute. Because Phoenix Colossus is, Phoenix Colossus is really hard to control, but it's really hard to actually do counter, because as a Terran, you don't really see it that much. You're not sure what to do. Kind of under Colossus, I think. Because how many are out at the moment? 3. You really want to have like 4 or 5 by this point, maybe even more. That's kind of the point of the Phoenix Colossus. You get more Colossi because your Phoenix are able to defend in the air. This could go badly. I don't know. Oh, losing one already. Ollie wants to engage. What's Clare going to do? Is Clare going to turn? Clare could split and fight this. It's scary. Guardian Shields having good Colossus damage. But actually, because this force is so marine heavy, this could end up going the way of the Protoss. No, hold on. The Marauders have all been pulled back. The Marauders have gone to the back. The Colossi are being chased down.
Oh my goodness. He needs a warp in. There's the warp in. Try and save those Colossus if you can. Oh my goodness, it's so tight.
It's not enough. What is there to defend this anymore? There are 2 Phoenixes in production and another Colossus, but